Criminal case for plunder, pag tumuloy yan, meron ring penalty ng permanent disqualification to run for public office. Meron bang ganun? Kasi maalala natin, pag nanood tayo, may disallowance ang COA ng kanyang ginamit daw for confidential funds. Nag-disallow ang COA dyan, nag-appeal sila, dinenay na rin yung disallowance. So, on that note, sana po walang i-hire na assassin ang ating Vice President. Nasundan ako. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat
Hi
po.
MGA Boss. Huwag niyo kalimutan mag-like, share, subscribe para lagi kayong updated mga boss sa mga balita sa ating bansa. Kaya ano pa, back to the news, mga bossing. Hi mga boss, VP Sara wala nang ligtas kahit mag-resign sa pagka-vice-presidente. Pag natuloy na sa Senado ang impeachment at mapatunayan guilty si Sara Duterte, hindi na ito muli makakatakbo sa kahit ano posisyon sa politika.
It is a class of its own. Huwag nating isipin criminal case, no? Ang criminal case po, yun ang final ni Senator Trillanes sa Sandigan. A criminal case for plunder. What is the difference? Pag na-convict ang Vice President, imprisonment yan. May imprisonment ba sa impeachment? Wala pong imprisonment sa impeachment. Sa criminal case for plunder, pag tumuloy yan, meron ring penalty ng permanent disqualification to run for public office. Meron bang ganon sa impeachment? Ang sagot ay oo. Because apart from removal from her, if she is convicted, no, by 2/3 vote of the Senate, she will be removed as sitting Vice President. But may second penalty. She cannot perpetual disqualification. So, disqualified siya sa 2028. Ang tanong, magre-resign yan. Kasi sa nakita niyang ebidensya, napakalakas, magre-resign yan. Matutuloy pa ba ang impeachment case na yan? Ang sagot po ay oo. The impeachment case will continue, the trial will continue in the Senate because there is a second penalty apart from removal from public office or if she is sitting because she is a sitting Vice President. Ang second penalty dyan, permanent disqualification. So mag-resign man siya, itutuloy po natin ito. Gagawing, yung second kind of case is civil case. Pag na-convict ba siya dito sa impeachment court, kailangan niya is solely yung 6.77 billion, hindi po. Kasi hindi po yan penalty sa impeachment court. Yun lang po. And lastly is administrative. Pwede siyang kasuhan rin ng administrative case because public office is a public trust and she is a government official. So yun lang po ang mensahe ko sa atin lahat.
Tanong lang po para sa inyo po. So, for us non-lawyers, para pong ang mensahe ninyo sa company VP Sara, huwag kayong pakasiguro kahit hindi makakuha ng sapat na boto sa impeachment. Ang mas matinding mensahe, ang lumabas at nakuha ang mga ebidensya sa ginawang pagdinig ng House Justice Committee ay pwedeng magpakulong sa kanya sa ilalim ng kasong plunder.
Tama po yun, no? Even if she is not convicted in the Senate impeachment court, she may, because sa lakas ng ebidensya, maalala natin, nung ginawang witness ng House Committee on Justice, si Senator Trillanes, under the questioning of Senator Laila, random accounts lang, no? Random accounts sa kinumpira yung mga inanex ni Senator Trillanes sa affidavit niya. Nag-random choosing lang ang Congresswoman Laila ng 19 accounts. Yung 19 accounts po na yan na naka-annex kay Senator Trillanes of complaint sa ombudsman, to the last centavo, matching yung figures sa affidavit niya sa report ng AMLA. So, at hindi, sabi nila na-vindicate. Hindi po. Na-vindicate daw si Senator Trillanes. I think the right word is na-confirm. Na-confirm yung matagal na niyang sinasabi na totoo.
Ma'am, sa bansang hindi magkasundo kung anong meaning ng forthwith, maaaring tumagal ang pagdinig sa ang trial sa Senado. Pwede po bang isabay yung kaso ng plunder ng ombudsman?
Yes po, pwedeng isabay. Hindi kasi yung impeachment case, pwedeng isabay lahat. Pwede magsabay ng criminal case. Pwedeng isabay kasi maalala natin pag nanood tayo, may disallowance ang COA ng kanyang ginamit daw for confidential funds. Nag-disallow ang COA dyan, nag-appeal sila, dinenay na rin yung disallowance. So, napakalaki ng amount na yan, ano? Pwedeng ipabalik yan, not in the impeachment case. Pwedeng ipabalik yung dinisallow na funds na ginamit sa DepEd in a civil case or in a forfeiture case.
At this point, yung Senate hati, merong majority, merong minority. Minority ata, 10 sila. Pero yung majority, 14. Kung sinasabi nyo na ang dapat lahat ng senators should be
Politically
neutral, para may fear na yung minority would interject dun sa mga questionin nila yung ebidensya na ipapakita ng prosecution.
Ang
Hindi ba
yeah.
kailangan bang
Ang maganda po sa Senate rules on impeachment, kung in-approve to, because pagtatawid po itong complaint, articles of impeachment to the Senate, one of the first things that the Senate President should do, apart from convening them as an impeachment court, is to approve the Senate rules on impeachment. Hindi po natin alam kung maa-amend yan, pero sa existing Senate rules, ang nagdi-decide po ng mga questions is the presiding justice. Then that is the Senate President. So kung magkakaroon ng bullying or intervention na hindi naman tama, no, na or ginugulo ang proceedings, sa Senate rules existing now, it is the Senate President sitting as the presiding judge that can say out of order ka. At kung nagdedebate sila, no, may rules rin on debate sa Senate. You cannot speak more than 2 minutes. Ha? Pag nag-question ka, hindi pwedeng more than 2 minutes. Pag nag-interpellate ka, no? So, there are internal rules sa Senate. Hindi kagaya sa, kasi more strict. Remember, the House Committee on Justice was not a court. It was a committee. Itong Senate impeachment will be a court. Kanya stricto sila sa application of the rules at nakalagay pa doon, the rules of court will also apply. So yung issue ng cross-examination, pwede bang mag-cross-examine na hindi naman related sa question, ano? Ay hindi po, kasi under the rules of court, it must be material and relevant sa direct examination, no? So ang titignan natin is, even if they do have, pinag-aaralan nga namin mga sa legal circles, kasi sa ordinary courts po, pwedeng i-inhibit or i-disqualify ang mga judges kung may nakikita ang bias, no? Kung nakikita na hindi pwedeng impartial. Siguro dapat pag-aralan natin ang mga lawyers, attorney, pag-aralan natin kung pwedeng i-inhibit ang mga senator judges who have already voted even before seeing the evidence, no?
Ma'am, may tanong po ako doon. Again, pardon our innocence or ignorance. Hindi ko ba nasasaad sa saligang batas kung ilan ang botong kailangan para ma-convict sa impeachment ng isang impeachable official? Kung mag-i-inhibit yun, automatically, kawabasan siya sa pwedeng bumoto for conviction. Ano ba yung sabi ng logic? Kung gusto rin makita yung bigat ng katwiran, gawing exaggerated ang question.
Hyperbole.
Kung 12 ang mag-inhibit at napag-inhibit, how on earth na mako-convict ang isang impeachable official?
Kung 12 mag-inhibit, sila na rin ang i-judge ng taong bayan. Those who do not look at the evidence, the senator judges who will vote according to their own biases without considering the evidence, sila na po ang i-judge ng taong bayan. Some of them will run for re-elections, some of them will run for higher office. You will be remembered in 2028 if you voted against the evidence, if you voted against the truth. Ang taong bayan po ang mag-judge sa inyo. To your question, sir, it is 2/3 of the entire Senate.
So, simple math, ma'am, ang kailangan 16.
16 po.
So, 24 sila kung, again, I will exaggerate, hyperbole. 12 ang napag-inhibit. So, 12 ang matitira. How on earth na mako-convict ngayon?
Eh, hindi na po mako-convict. Taong bayan na, magkaka-ed sa 4 na tayo siguro. Or si Ka Jimmy, revolution na siguro, Ka Jimmy.
Hello. Philip Lustrio, matanong ko itong mga manananggol dito, no? Alam nyo, itong desisyon ng Supreme Court, pagka tinignan mo, it's a court that has complicated the simple. Mas gumulo, hindi ba maaaring gamitin, kung titignan mo naman, the cards left for the pro-Duterte senators there is to delay the process at the Senate. Hindi kaya magamit itong desisyon ng Supreme Court to delay the process. Ano kaya ang pananaw ng mga abogado rito?
Itong recent decision po ng Supreme Court, no, just 3 days or 2 days ago, ito po ay hindi related sa impeachment court sa impeachment case this year. This is in relation to the impeachment case nung 19th Congress, kung saan ang Senate President, si Chis Escudero, acting as presiding justice, hindi niya create ang impeachment court. So, merong isang taxpayer, ordinary citizen, na nag-file ng tinatawag na mandamus to compel the Senate President to convene the impeachment court. At kalalabas lang, imagine, after 1 year, lumabas ang decision ng Supreme Court the other day to say, ang forthwith, hindi naman, ang interpretation niyan ay hindi naman immediate. It depends, it can be long or short. Yun ang interpretation nila. Subject to the discretion of the Senate. Ang maganda, naunahan na ni Senate President Tito Sen, no? When his consistent position last year and this year is, I will do it immediately the day after. Meron na nga tayong nababalitaan na MWF, no? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so that they can do their other business starting at 3 o'clock. Pero kung tignan po natin yung Senate rules on impeachment, unless palitan nila yung Senate rules o i-amend, nakalagay po doon every day. Every day except weekends and holidays. Pag every day na yan, sana matapos na yan, no? Kasi maraming ang important issues na tatalakayan. So, I see that, to your question, Philip, merong pending ngayon, tatlong petition sa Supreme Court filed. Instead of filing her answer in the Committee on Justice, VP Sara's lawyers filed a petition in the Supreme Court. Sabi nila, violation of due process. Mutan academic na yon. Kasi tapos na yung hearing sa Committee on Justice. Ang titignan po natin, baka insurance nila ito, sinama nila sa petition ang Senate President na wala namang malay-malay sa due process sa House. They included as respondent the Senate President. So pending yun. As regards the Senate President, baka na naman sabihin, pag kinonvene na yung court, may pending petition pa, no? Miski namutan ng academic, ang issue on the Committee on Justice, kasi tapos na, meron pa rin issue against the Senate, kasi respondent ang Senate President. Alam mo, kaming mga lawyers, we can be creative. We can be creative. Yung pwedeng miski na hindi pwedeng ilulusot pa rin. Ang tawag dyan is unreasonable delay. Baka naman, i-interpret na naman ng Supreme Court. Anong ibig sabihin ng unreasonable delay sa mga ganyan ng issue? Philip, no?
So, baliwala na itong Supreme Court decision.
Sabi nga ni Erap, it has become mute and epidemic.
Just to add kay Attorney Kapunan, no? I always say that even the Supreme Court can commit mistakes. It's a human institution, no? Ibig sabihin, it has committed mistakes before and it can commit mistakes again. And it is my humble submission as a continuing student of the law that the Supreme Court committed a mistake again here in this particular instance. Why? I subscribe to the interpretation sa constitutional, sa statutory construction and constitutional reading. Ang tinatawag natin dyan is plain meaning, verba lehis. No? Ano yung sabihin yan? Forthwith ang nakalagay eh. And every word in the Constitution was put there by the framers of the Constitution for a purpose, no? Eh kung subject to the discretion pala, ba't pa naglagay ng forthwith, no? Very clear, eh. Forthwith means immediate, at as soon as possible time, no? Naniniwala ako na sinabi ni Atty. Kapunan na it won't impact right now. And kung moot na pala yung case, no? Eh bakit may definition pa ng forthwith? Eh hindi naman pala siya centerfold or important dun sa pag-dispose nung case. In other words, is this another dictum or what we call obiter dicta, no? Just by the way opinion of the court? We don't know, no? But what's very clear is parang yung na-expand yung definition of forthwith the subject to discretion pala. In other words, para naging useless yung word na forthwith in the Constitution. And I don't think that is the intention of the framers as to why they put the word forthwith there. It's a good thing, though, that we have a new Senate President and it was very clear na yung forthwith, gagawin talagang forthwith. Ibig sabihin, immediately, without undue delay.
Okay. Si Attorney Lorna ay nagpapaalam na, kaya hingin na natin.
Magpapaalam na po ako kasi nagkape na po ako dito. Idadagdag ko lang, no? Tignan rin natin, apart from all of these legal arguments, taong bayan tayo, no? Tignan natin ang demeanor, ang conduct ng isang presidente, no? Ang vice president na gustong maging presidente. Ang tawag ko dyan, noon, lutang. Because if you are a sitting public official, you do not threaten. Miski na sabihin nila, exage naman yan eh, hyperbole naman yan eh. Hindi po, wala kayong karapatan. Public officials, walang karapatan na mag-hyperbole o mag-exage, no? Because you are the leader of the people, you are public officials, and you are accountable for what you do. Siguro, paalala ko lang, sinabi sa House Committee hearing, i-subject naman dapat ang Vice President to psychiatric evaluation. I-repeat ko ngayon, hindi natin kailangan ang isang lutang na presidente or any public official. Siguro isama na rin natin dyan ang mga senator judges sa psychiatric evaluation na yan. On that note, sana po walang i-hire na assassin ang ating Vice President na sundan ako. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po.